Hey, it's Nikki Q. I am going to give you a list of all the things that I have gathered together thus far for my race day. And this can help you if you are about to run a 5K or a marathon of any sort. I am about to give you all of the tips and tricks that I have found out through friends and online. I've done some research. Not all of these are mostly the things that I found that seem to be the best tips for me. So, here we go. Stretching is so important. Definitely stretching your body, start doing yoga, starting yoga, incorporate that into your training routine. Very effective. It has helped my stride. It has helped me to be able to move and flex more. Stretching your toes is very important. This sounds weird, but it does work. Your feet are pounding the pavement. I'm not used to running on gravel or concrete pavement. I'm not used to that. So for me, pounding the pavement was hard. It was hard on my ankles and my feet. I was so used to a treadmill. I never even realized there was that much of a difference, but there is. So what I've been using is this little, it's just a little squishy, it's got a little give to it, but I found this at the dollar store. You can use a tennis ball. I like the size of this one. It's like perfect size. I put my foot down on it and I just stand up, put pressure on my foot and roll it around my foot. It helps so much. After you run, doing that helps, or even if you're just feeling a little pain in your feet can cramp up. It helps a lot. So that is definitely a great tip that I've figured out to be one of the. It's relaxing. It's good, and it's important. Speaking of feet, another great tip is make sure that you buy good shoes. And I don't mean go out and get fancy shoes. I'm talking make sure that these are quality shoes. I don't really care what they look like. Of course, we want them to look nice, but what's more important is that they're really good shoes. If you can afford to get professionally fitted, there are expert shoe stores that will fit you specifically for a shoe that works with your foot and the way you place pressure onto your foot when you are running. If you can afford it, do it. If you can't afford it, which I'm not in that position where I'm going to be able to afford it, nor do I even have enough time to do that before my race. Therefore I choose my shoes based on what is most comfortable in training. So a lot of people swear on like Reebok, Nike. For me, it's ASIC, and I love ASICs. That's what I'll continue to wear. Another good tip is making sure that you retire your shoes after 400 to 500 miles of wear. So when you hit that mark around 400, 500 miles of wear, retire those shoes. Use them for I don't know, shopping at a grocery store or something, your regular daily routines. Do not use them any longer to run in or train in. You're only going to be hurting your knees, your feet. It's better that way. And I found that that's a really good tip. Getting comfortable socks is very important. I actually like my Reebok socks. They're comfortable. Ones that breathe, very important. Good shoes, good socks. Create a playlist. Create a playlist with your favorite music. Time your music to what whether your marathon, your run is going to be. Time the music to get more hardcore towards the end. Your favorite song, let that play right whenever you're in your last 5 miles, or if you are running a 5K, right smack in the middle. Make sure you put your favorite song, just that way your jam comes on and you're like, oh, it's time, and it pumps you up and you go. Another great tip is, if you are used to running with headphones, do it. I mean, marathon day, your race day, run with your headphones if that is what you're used to, if that's what you're comfortable with. Don't have them too loud. Of course, you don't want them too loud, but you want to be comfortable and you want to have what you're used to doing in training. That brings me to my next tip. When you are training, do a day of running naked. Yeah, I said it. Run naked. And I mean, have no watch, have no headphones, have no timer, nothing like that. Just go without. Just go without. Don't time yourself. Just run in your training one day a week with nothing. That way, you're just having a fun run. Running naked. Not literally. If you start to feel cramps while you are in the middle of your run, stop. Stop and do some stretching, some squats. What I do is squats. I do squats, I shake it out, I shake my whole body up, and then I go back to my run. Your posture becomes better, your running posture, your stride becomes stronger. That is what you're looking for. So therefore, that's something I do whenever I'm in training. So I know that that's something that I'm definitely bringing, to the road with me when I go for this run. Another really great tip is to use gravity to help you to run better. Lean into your run. Make sure you're paying attention to your stride, your breathing, your steps. Make sure that you pay attention in training to these things. Now, and imagine, and this was a cute little way of thinking of it, but imagine you are about to step on a puppy's tail. You want to step lightly while you're running. You don't want to slam your poor ankles and feet, your heels onto the ground. You don't want that. You want to nicely, let's treat our bodies right. So no slamming your feet. You're not slamming. You want to keep a nice soft run. So run softer and keep your chest up, your shoulders back, look forward. If you're looking down, you tend to roll your shoulders. You don't want that. That can cause you to have the stitch in the side. You want to pay attention to your breathing. You want to breathe one inhale to every 2 steps, exhale to every 2 steps. Pay attention in your training, because come big day, it's time for you to already have that in place. And if you're doing it the whole time you're training, it will come natural. And I'm noticing that the more I pay attention now, the less I have to pay attention now as I go on, as I move forward. So another great tip is start slow, end faster, end strong. The other thing that I wanted to say, if you can afford to get a coach, get a coach. If you can't afford to get a coach, try to designate a friend to help you. This goes for your training and the day of. And a person can help you, whether it's a coach or a friend or a family member, can help you the day of in this way. You can have them in the middle of, they can be on the sidelines in the middle of your race, and they can on the sidelines, they can pump you up. They can even come run with you, telling you, like, let's go, Nikki, let's do it, let's get it done. Try to get you going. That's so important. Even strategically placing family members that you know will hype you up right when it's going to be the hardest. When you are training, you'll know what's the hardest. You'll know when you hit that, 12-mile mark, it'll be a little bit tough, and coming into that 13 miles, gets tough. Or if you're running a 5K, say you're not used to running that distance or whatever. You need to make sure you plan ahead, and having a plan is so important. From what everything I've heard, this is important. Planning, having a list of to-dos, day of, week of, and month of. I mean, it's just so important to plan everything ahead of time. Do not wear any new clothes. That is so important because you don't know how your body's going to react to them. You don't know whatever you're training in. That's what you should be wearing the day of. If you really want something new, buy it and train in it for a little while. See if it works out for you. If it does, great, wear it. Oh my God, another really important thing. Make sure once you cross that finish line, you have somebody there to help you. Whether it's help you walk, help you get your stuff together, have a drink waiting for you, have something, like a towel or a spray bottle, or even somebody, that person might even need to help you off the damn toilet. Your legs may be on fire, so just make sure that there's somebody there. I think that's pretty important. That's it. All right.